I'll tell a tale.
Awesome. Wow, that's really, really loud. Your mic is wonderful. Hold it close to your mouth and start the talent show. Okay, if everyone would please make their way to a seat that faces the stage, quote unquote. We're going to start the talent show very, very soon. So if you want to make your way over here and find a seat. If you are in the talent show, you need to be seated with your guitar and the rest of your act or whatever you have, because probably this will move very quickly, okay? If you have an instrument, make sure it's tuned and ready to go, and make sure you're sitting with your other band or skit mates, as it were. We'll start in about 2 or 3 minutes, so everybody has a chance to sit down. Okay, everyone, we're ready to get started. Hanukkah is a time when we have many wonderful traditions. The lighting of Hanukkahs, the eating of latkes, the enjoyment of donuts, family and friends, songs, dreidels, and here at Sar Shalom, the talent show, because we have talented people. So, I will be the MC today, unfortunately for you. So welcome to Hanukkah 2025 at Congregation Sar Shalom. Up first, we have Bailey, Millie, and Marshall with the Slowly I Turned skit. Put your hands together for the Shulgin family.
I missed the gym. This doesn't make any sound.
I'm in character now. Knock, knock. Hello.
Oh, hello. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Hi. Yes. Are you Mrs. Judah Maccabee?
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, I heard that y'all had moved in, and I had to come over and say hello and wish Mr. Judah Maccabee a happy Hanukkah. I'm a huge fan of the work that he did in the war against the Greeks.
Oh, that's nice, love. But I must tell you, he's not as young as he used to be.
Oh, well, that's all right. I understand.
Hi there. Oh, hi there.
Oh, hello. Are you Mr. Judah Maccabee?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, well, I'm a huge fan of the work that you did cleaning out the temple of the Greeks.
Oh, yes. Wait, that's very nice. So what did you say? What did you say? Did you say the temple?
I said the temple.
The temple! Holy lantern! Step by step, inch by inch, I grabbed up on him, and I started whacking him and whacking him.
Dad, come on, not now, Dad. Didn't anyone warn you?
No.
Oh gosh, okay. Dad's, been reliving his glory days, and it turns out anytime anybody says temple, he
The temple! Jude, stop that. You gotta know that is not a Greek, it's your daughter, and you can't do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
That's okay, Dad, thanks.
Now, Ruth, don't you know better than to say temple in front of the temple? Do something!
Temple! Temple! Run! The Slowly I Turned skit. Thank you. Up next is Ms. Azul with a violin solo. Unofficially, the rules say that you can't have that much talent if you're going to. That was very nice, wasn't it? What a blessing. Thank you. Wow. Okay, now we have a reading of a short story by Eliana Lund. A round of applause is, thank you. You want to sit or stand? Okay. Do you want the microphone? Would you like to stand here? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to hold the mic or do you want them to stand? Okay.
Nothing. I'm good. All right. The story is about a young girl named Ariel. Ariel loved dogs, but she always wanted a dog of her very own. One that she could train, cuddle, and play with. But her father, on the other hand, did not want a playful puppy. He wanted a strong and fearless dog that could herd the sheep and cattle. One day, Ariel and her mother were working in the garden, picking fruits and vegetables and pulling weeds. Ariel was picking carrots when all of a sudden she heard a little yelp. What was that? Wondered Ariel. Then again and again, more little yelps. She got up and ran toward the back of the garden and found a puppy stuck in the fence. She gasped. "Mommy, come here quickly!" yelled Ariel. "What's wrong, sweetie?" asked her mother. "Look!" Ariel pointed at the puppy. "Oh my!" exclaimed her mother. "Can we keep it?" asked Ariel. "I do not know." "Here, let me get it out." Ariel watched as her mother got the puppy's foot out of the fence. "There you go, little one," said her mother as she picked up the puppy. "Can we keep him?" "I don't know. Let's take it to your father." Ariel and her mother went to the house. "Daddy! Daddy!" yelled Ariel. She ran into the house and into the living room, where her father was reading a book. "Daddy, you won't believe what me and Mommy found." "You're right. I won't believe it. But tell me anyway," said her father with a smirk. "Ugh, Daddy!" "Come on, tell me. What did you and your mother find?" "We found a puppy." "A puppy?" asked her older sister, Riley, who was reading on the couch. Their mother came into the living room with the puppy in her arms. "It does not have a collar, Charles." "Can we keep him? Dad, can we?" asked Riley, now petting the puppy. "I don't think so. He probably does have an owner." "But he doesn't have a collar," Ariel pointed out. "Girls, go to your room," ordered their mother. "Yes, ma'am. This is not a very good sign," whispered Riley to Ariel. One second. And they went to their room. "I hope we can keep him." "Me too, but Dad doesn't want a small puppy. He wants a big dog that can help around the ranch." "But," added Ariel, "but if we say that we will take care of him, then maybe he will let us keep him. And if he won't let us keep him, then I will put big pink bows on Stick and Stone," their father's ranch dogs. An hour later, their mother came into their room. "Come into the dining room. Me and your father want to talk to you." As they were walking, Riley whispered to Ariel, "This is not a good sign. No, not good at all." They went into the dining room where their father was. "Sit down, girls. Me and your mother have been talking and—" "Yes, Ariel?" She had raised her hand. "I just want to say that if we can't keep him, then I'm going to need a lot of pink ribbon." "To get to the point," their father continued, "we are going to find his owner." Ariel started to get tears in her eyes. "But," their mother added, if he does not have an owner, we get to keep him?" Riley exclaimed. Ariel looked at her father with the biggest puppy eyes she could make. "Yes, if he does not have an owner, we can keep him," answered their father. The girls jumped for joy. "Whoa, wait a minute. He did not say that we were keeping him," said their mother. "So he may have an owner?" asked Riley. "Yes, he could have an owner. We will just have to wait and see." A few days later, you find Riley and Ariel watching the puppy on the back porch. Their parents came out of the house. "Well, Dad, do we get to keep him or not?" asked Riley. Their father gave a sigh and said, "What do you want to call him, Ariel?" The girls jumped for joy and thanked their father. "Don't thank me, thank your mother. She got me to agree." "Thank you, Mommy, thank you," said Ariel, still jumping up and down. "Well, what do you want to name him?" "What do you want to call him?" asked Riley. Ariel made a lot of thinking sounds. "I want to name him Little C." "Why do you want to name him Little..." What do you want to name him that?" asked Riley. "Well, Daddy's name is Charles Jr., And Mommy says that he can be stubborn and very silly. And Wilfie is stubborn and very silly too. Very silly. He's Dad's mini-me. He also has Daddy's weird-looking haircut. Everyone except their father bursted out laughing. Love you, Dad. The end.
Did you write that?
Yes.
That's really fun. Thank you so much. Right? Thank you.
And by the way, that love you, Dad was actually towards my dad.
There you go, yeah.
With him.
Thank you so much. That was really, really nice. Put the shovel down. Okay, next we have Ezekiel Lanfear dancing to Candlelight by the Maccabees. The center stage is over here, young man. Whenever you're ready, we will cue the music. You let us know.
Okay.
Ready? Yeah. Cue the music.
I'll tell a tale, yeah. Of Maccabees in Israel, yeah. When the Greeks tried to sail, yeah. But it was all to no avail, yeah. The war went on and on and on until the mighty Greeks were gone, yeah.
I put my lockers in the air sometimes, saying hey oh, spin the dreidel. Just wanna celebrate for all 8 nights, singing hey oh, light the candle. We say Alhamdulillah, oh yeah, for all 8 nights. Then we play dreidel by the candlelight. And I told you once, now I told you twice, about the miracle of the candlelight.
They took the field. Their rivals thought, are they for real? Those Maccabees, they never yield. They charged ahead with sword and shield. Yeah, the war went on and on and on until the mighty Greeks were gone, yeah.
I put my lockers in the air sometimes, saying hey oh, spin the dreidel. Just wanna celebrate for all 8 nights, singing hey oh, light the candle. We say ma'otu, oh yeah, for all 8 nights. Then we play dreidel by the candlelight. And I told you once, now I told you twice, about the miracle of the candlelight.
And the great menorah, for 8 days it kept on burning. What a celebration, a great return to Torah learning. Cause I can feel it, and Nes Gadol, Nes Gadol Hayasham, Nes Gadol Hayasham, Nes Gadol Hayasham, sham.
I put my lockers in the air sometimes, saying hey oh, spin the dreidel. Just wanna celebrate for all 8 nights, singing hey oh, light the candle. We say ma'otu, oh yeah, for all 8 nights. Then we play dreidel by the candlelight. And I told you once, now I told you twice, about the miracle of the candlelight.
You gotta come back. Hey, come on. You gotta come. Okay. Next year on Dancing with the Stars with Selma Hayek, right here. Here we are. Very good job, Mr. Ezekiel. Thank you so much. One more round of applause for Ezekiel. Next, the moment you've all been waiting for. Miss Helen Anderson and her singing the peppy song from VeggieTales. Up front, Miss Helen. Recently back from her hiatus from performing because of a hand surgery, please welcome Helen Anderson. Do you need a microphone? You want a microphone? Do you have music or do you have an accompaniment?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I don't have anything but myself.
Do you want to stand towards the center?
I'd rather duck and hide, but is this on?
It's not an option. It is on. It's ready for you.
I need to borrow my husband.
Everyone welcome Scott Anderson to the front.
I don't know why you're complaining. You have one line. Obviously, he wasn't educated with VeggieTales. Okay, so who knows the Puppies Are Cuddly song from VeggieTales? Okay, all right. So I'm going, because I don't have music prepared, and because it took me forever to come up with something to do for the talent show, and this is the only thing I could think of, I'm going to ask for y'all's help and sing it with me. And you know how it goes in the movie? You sing it as bad as you possibly can. All right? Eliana, you want to come up here and help? You want to come up here and help me? Please? You were the one who told me I should do this. You were the one who told me I should do this. You bullied me into it, so therefore you get to be up here with me. Okay? All right? All right. We ready? We ready? All right. All right. Puppies are cuddly. Puppies are cute. They're never nasty or mean. I give a home to all the lost puppies. If ever one day I were quit. Arf, arf.
What am I going to do with those dang puppies?
And that concludes my impromptu Puppies Are Cuddly performance. Thank you and a good night.
Okay, so far we've had an amazing violin performance and then the puppy song, right? Oh my gosh. It's tough to be a roadie and the MC, okay? I've got too many microphones. Okay, and now Jim Shulgin singing the Hanukkah song and doing some impersonations. It's a whole thing. You gotta wait a minute. Do we have volume? Is there volume? Can y'all hear that? Okay. Okay. This is my one chance in front of a dozen people to make an impact. Put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah. So much Funukkah to celebrate Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day for presents, we've got 8 crazy nights. So when you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of people who are Jewish, just like you and me. David Lee Roth lights the menorah. So does James Caan, Kirk Douglas, and the late Dinah Shore. Guess who eats together at the Carnegie Deli? Bowser from Sha-na-na and Arthur Fonzarelli. Paul Newman's half Jewish, Goldie Hawn's half too. Put them together, what a fine-looking Jew. You don't need deck the halls or Jingle Bell Rock, 'cause you can spin a dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, both Jewish. Put on your yarmulke, it's time for Hanukkah. The young of the Seattle Supersonicas celebrates Hanukkah. O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. But guess who is? Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He converted. We've got Ann Landers and her sister, dear Abby. Harrison Ford is a quarter Jewish, not too shabby. Some people think that Ebenezer Scrooge is. Well, he's not, but guess who is? All three Stooges. So many Jews are in showbiz. Tom Cruise isn't, but I heard his agent is. Tell your friend Veronica, it's time for Hanukkah. I hope I get a harmonica on this lovely, lovely Hanukkah. Drink your gin and tonica, but don't smoke marijuana. If you really, really want to have a happy, 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 happy Hanukkah. Who knew the performance of a lifetime would happen here today? Yes, exactly. So far, it's the puppy song. Okay. All right, so we all know the political climate is insane. Right? Can we agree? It's crazy. How many more things can we politicize? Okay. Recently, okay, true story. I'm not making this up. I didn't just handwrite a bunch of stuff down and bring it up here with a microphone, okay? They've been trying to sneak political ads into films. Did you know? Does anybody know about this? Okay, first of all, I need to thank Miss Helen and Miss Rebecca and Miss Mariah for the idea. Try to get to the bottom of it. Classic films, Star Wars, Gladiator, Star Trek, stuff that should be left alone. It's sacred. Spock. Okay. So, without further ado, see if you can spot the political ad in this iconic scene. As our heroic Jedi, Luke Skywalker, battles for his life, Darth Vader continues his approach without feeling or sympathy for the plight of Luke's missing hand, without compassion or mercy for his precarious hold on the communications array, he moves closer. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. Nope, I'm your daddy, and quite frankly, I'm surprised you hadn't figured it out. You should have been better. Probably should have known better than to trust sleepy Ben Kenobi. Who taught you how to use that lightsaber? I mean, come on, you're missing a hand. Obviously, he didn't know what he was doing. You don't know what you're doing. And it's kind of ridiculous, okay? One hit with a lightsaber, beep, bop, boop, he was a cloak again, okay? And quite frankly, I think you've got a lot to learn, okay? We could probably join forces. You seem like a very serious person. We could join forces and we could make the galaxy great again. I'm Trump Vader and I approve this message. The Titanic is below the waves of the cold ocean. Rose clings to a door and frame. Rose, I think there's probably room on the door if you could move over a little bit. It's very cold. I'm not going to say it. A lot of people are saying it. They're saying, and I could really use a lifeline here under the door, so please scoot over. Near or far, wherever you are, the heart goes on. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. We're almost done, I promise. In the hit film Gladiator, as the emperor takes to the stadium to meet the gladiator that triumphed in what should have been a total slaughter, he's denied to know the name of the hero that has done all this valiant work and held a band of slaves together. Slave, how dare you show your back to me? You will remove your helmet and tell us all your name. My name is Maximus, okay? I was a general, a very good general, okay? A lot of people would say it. I'm not going to say it, but a lot of people are saying, I was the greatest general of all time, okay? You're doing a lousy job. Everybody knows it. You have terrible ideas and you follow them stupidly. The people of this country, this beautiful country, deserve an emperor who really can do the job. It's going to be my job. It's going to be the greatest upset in all of Roman history. I'm going to make Rome great again, better than ever. My name is Maximus Trump, and I approve this message. Finally, one of the more iconic sci-fi genres of all time. I'm so sorry, Mr. Jim. Where are you? I'm sorry. We join Admiral Kirk. We join Admiral Kirk and the crew of the intrepid ship, the Starship Enterprise, as they've narrowly avoided destruction at the hand of Khan, at the end of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Engine room, well done. Scotty? Scotty? Jim, you better get down here. You better hurry. The tone frightens Kirk. Saavik, take the Khan. He moves through the doors quickly, leaving the rest staring at the Genesis project unfolding on the new world. It's endless. Kirk runs forever, feet pounding. Down, down. The doors part, smoke, the chaos of the battle. Kirk races. He emerges to find Scotty and Bones. Their looks tell him everything that he needs to know. He sees the flashing light over the reactor room. He dashes for the control panel. Bones grabs him. No, sir. You'll flood the whole compartment. He'll die. He's dead already, Jim. Oh, no. Spock! With stunned understanding, Kirk stumbles to the door. He sees Spock on his knees, his hands and face blackened and scarred from the radiation. Spock puts a feeble hand on the clear entranceway. Spock! Ship out of danger? Yes. Don't grieve, Admiral. It's logical. The good of the many outweighs the needs of the few. Or the one. I never took Kobayashi Maru test. What do you think? My solution. Because quite frankly, I think it was probably the best anyone could have come up with. Okay? I acted very bravely. I'm not saying it, but a lot of people are going to say how brave I was. Probably I'm the bravest and most human Vulcan you've ever met. I have been and will always be your friend. Live long and prosper. Let's make the Enterprise great again together. I'm Donald Spock, and I approve this message. Jim, you did a great job. Thanks, I worked really hard on it for like 3 days. Cool. Now, up next, we have Mrs. Shaw to read the Latke That Would Not Stop Screaming. Originally, it was going to be Miss Kathy to read it, but she's not feeling well today, so please welcome Mrs. Havala Shaw to the front as she reads the Latke That Would Not Stop Screaming. A round of applause. You're going to stand? Okay.
Am I reading up here?
I guess so.
Oh.
I don't have the book.
I don't have the book. Right. Does anyone have the book? Are we reading? Okay, yeah, we're reading. Okay. Oh, what? We're bringing you a sticker. Ooh, fancy. Run, Mariah, but not too fast. I've never had the clicker before. There's a lot of things on this clicker. Which one do I click? Oh, wonderful. It's been used so many times, the forward button is just like black. Excellent. Okay, the Latka who couldn't stop screaming. It's a Christmas story, by the way, y'all. We're a few days early. This story ends in someone's mouth, but it begins in a tiny village more or less covered in snow. The snow had fallen during the long night, during which children had pressed their faces to the windows looking for a glimpse of a man who they suspected of bringing them wonderful gifts. But instead, they heard a terrible noise from a certain cottage in the neighboring arrondissement. That's your word for the week, y'all. A word which here means place where something was being born. This cottage was already regarded with some suspicion, as it was the only place not decorated with flashing colored lights at this time of year. The thing which was being born was a latke, a word here which means potato pancake. Latkes are a traditional part of the celebration of Hanukkah, a holiday commemorating a miraculous Jewish military victory. Nearly everything in this world is born screaming, and the latke was no exception, even though the latke wasn't conceived and born the way you and I were conceived and born, but instead was fashioned from grated potatoes, chopped onions, beaten eggs, and a dash or two of salt. Once these ingredients were properly mixed, the latke was slapped into a pan full of oil, that's olive oil, heated to a very high temperature, and this is when it began to scream. Oh, I'm the one doing that. Ah! Sorry, Max. Ah! Oh, only two. The latke was suffering so much that it leapt out of the hot pan and out of the window of the cottage and began to run screaming down the boulevard. This may seem like unusual behavior for a potato pancake, but this is a Christmas story, in which things tend to happen that would never occur in real life. The latke ran past a row of flashing colored lights, which hung from the rain gutters of a less suspicious cottage. "What's all the ruckus?" said the lights in unison. "We're the ones who are supposed to be dominating the neighborhood with our cheerful glow. I was just thrown into a pan of boiling oil," the latke screamed in reply. "Can you believe it?" "Yes," said the flashing colored lights, "but we can't imagine why." "Because I'm a latke," said the latke. "The olive oil reminds us of the oil used to rededicate the temple following the defeat of Antiochus at the hands of the Maccabees. The oil was only supposed to last for one night, but there was a miracle, and it lasted for 8. Plus, frying makes my skin crispy and brown." "So you're basically hash browns?" said the flashing colored lights. "Maybe you can be served alongside a Christmas ham." "I'm not hash browns," cried the latke. "I'm something completely different." Ah! Sorry, Max. He keeps jumping whenever I yell. Oh, he's awake. The latke rounded the corner and found itself face to face with a candy cane, which wrinkled its red and white nose at the latke in distaste. "I am trying to sprinkle the night air with my peppermint scent," the candy cane said. "Your mouth-watering smell, not to mention all that yelping, is spoiling the effect." Thank you, Helen. I don't have enough hands. "My mouth-watering smell is part of the cozy feeling of Hanukkah," the latke replied. "It reminds us that things are better now than they were in 175 BCE, when my people were not allowed to practice their religion. In order to study the Torah, they had to hide out in caves, and when they heard Greek soldiers approach, they pretended they were gambling with a small spinning top called a dreidel." "Sort of like Joseph and Mary hiding out in the manger," said the candy cane. "Someone should write a Christmas carol about you." "I'm not a part of Christmas," cried the latke. "I'm a totally different thing." Ah! Ah! The
the screams of the latke grew quieter and quieter as the pancake ran out of the village into the surrounding forest. Its utter fury was unabated, a phrase here which means the latke was still very annoyed at the objects at which it had spoken, but it was quite tired, and so it decided to rest for a few minutes beneath the branches of a little pine tree. The pine tree was napping, but woke up at the sound of an object plopping down at its feet. "Are you a present?" the pine tree asked. "Presents are pretty much the only thing allowed to sit beneath me during this time of year." The latke sighed. "Presents aren't really a big part of Hanukkah," it said with its voice hoarse from screaming. "There's nothing wrong with giving gifts to loved ones, of course, but it's more important to light the candles for 8 consecutive nights, to commemorate the miracle in the temple and the miracle of the victory, even when you are thoroughly outnumbered, so you shouldn't give up hope." "Plus Santa Claus," said the pine tree. The latke was too exhausted to scream. "Santa Claus has nothing to do with it," the latke said. "Christmas and Hanukkah are completely different things." "But different things can often blend together," said the pine tree. "Let me tell you a funny story about pagan rituals." But before the pine tree could begin its story, a family came trooping through the snow, searching the forest carefully. "We shouldn't have waited until the last minute to get ready for the holiday," said the father in the family, who was holding an axe. "We'll never find a good one." "You shouldn't give up hope," said the mother, and pointed at the pine tree. "Look, it's perfect," said the daughter. "Beautiful," agreed the son. "Such a marvelous shape," said the mother. "And its skin looks so crispy," said the father, and reached down and scooped up the latke from the snow. "We'll need to reheat it, of course, but this will be perfect for Hanukkah dinner with a topping of applesauce, sour cream, or even jam." "I'll refry it in oil," said the mother, "to remind us of the rededication of the temple and the triumph of the Maccabees over Antiochus," added the daughter. "After hiding in caves all that time," the son chimed in. The father smiled down at the latke in his mitten and then stared curiously at his other hand. "What was I thinking bringing this axe?" he said to himself. The family strolled back to the village, walking past all the cottages with flashing colored lights and smiling politely at the candy canes until they reached their own home. The family carried the latke into their own home, which was warm and cozy, and sat down at a table which was lit with the flickering candles of a menorah or Hanukkah, which is a branched candelabra designed specifically for the holiday. It is very frustrating not to be understood in this world. If you say one thing and keep being told that you mean something else, it can make you want to scream. But somewhere in the world, there is a place for us all. Whether you are an electric form of decoration, peppermint-scented sweet, or source of timber, or a potato pancake, on a cold, snowy night, everyone and everything should be welcome somewhere. And that latke was welcomed into a home full of people who understood what a latke is and how it fits into its particular holiday. And then they ate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we now have the Shaw Trio singing Dreidel, Dreidel. Hey, welcome back.
Awesome.
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I will play.
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of soap. I spun it in the bathtub, it will not melt, I hope.
Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of soap. I spun it in the bathtub, it will not melt, I hope. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of straw. It went 80 miles an hour and broke the speeding law. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of straw. It went 80 miles per hour and broke the speeding law.
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of bread. I did not spin my dreidel, I ate it up instead.
Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of bread. I did not spin my dreidel, I ate it up instead. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of air. I did not spin my dreidel, it wasn't even there. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of air. And did not try to spin it, it wasn't even there.
Okay, did we give them a round of applause? I mean, a proper round of applause? All right, so I have two last entries. I have Barry and Friends, The 8 Nights of Hanukkah, and I have Mr. Bobby Bockham reading All the Lights in the Night. And I believe Barry requested to go last. Mr. Bobby, are you ready for you? Or excuse me, are you ready for us? That's okay. Perfect.
Hello? Let me read to you from the back flap. Talks about the guy who wrote this, Arthur A. Levine. Grew up in Elmont, New York, graduated from Brown University. He lives in New York, sings in the synagogue choir, and works as a children's book editor, and this was his first book. He based All the Lights in the Night on the true story of how his own grandfather and great-uncle escaped in 1914. This is a fictionalized version of the events, but it's based on the true story of this man's grandfather and uncle. So that's pretty cool. So this is 1914, a long time ago. But in some ways, not that long. I'm going to get rid of that. You know, it would actually be better. Yeah. Stand would be lovely. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right, can you hear me? All right, I think so. It was a few days before Hanukkah in the town of Drachen, however you say that. In the old days, menorahs would have been taken out and polished for the holiday lights. Children would have been sent for the last onions or eggs for the potato pancakes, but this wasn't the old days. For just the other night, Russian soldiers had run through the town, breaking windows and causing trouble. The Tsar was spreading word that Jews were responsible for the poverty of the country, and the people believed him. You know, politicians are always looking for someone to blame. Last week, Mr. Shub, the tailor, had been forced to move in with Moses Kaplan's family when his house was burned down. And the ugly mood showed no signs of going away. The letter arrived from Palestine. It was from Moses' older brother, David, sending enough money for 2 more family members to join him. So instead of helping Mama chop applesauce apples, Moses helped his little brother, Benjamin, pack a satchel for the trip. It was still dark when Mama woke the brothers up and got them ready. Now, stay away from soldiers, she said, tucking wrapped cheese and bread into the boys' bags. 2 Jewish children with money on roads is like an invitation to rob. Just remember what we taught you to say when you buy your tickets. Follow these instructions and write to us when you get to Palestine. Mama tucked the written instructions into Moses' pocket. And then she tied a blue knitted scarf around Benjamin's neck and smoothed it gently. When will you come too? Benjamin asked. Soon, sweetie. As soon as David has more money to send, Mama said. But we'll miss Hanukkah, the little boy protested. No, you'll just celebrate with Moses. Because it's wherever you are. It's not a place. Mama went over to the shelf and took something down. And then she pulled the boys together. I want you to take this old lamp, she said. It was your grandmother's. It has enough oil for 1 night. Light it on the first night of Hanukkah and pretend it's a menorah. Then at least you'll be able to say the blessings once. The small brass lamp was tarnished and dented, but still Mama cried as she stuffed it into the bag. Then she led them to the door where Papa was waiting with Mr. Morozov, the potato seller. The kind peasant had agreed to give them a ride in his cart to the station many miles away in Minsk, where they would take the train to the big city of Warsaw. Moses tried to be brave, but everyone was crying and waving as the potato cart pulled away into the pink skies of dawn. As the day wore on, the 2 boys rumbled along, listening to the rattle of potatoes and watching the clouds. That cloud looks like Potemkin, the butcher, said Moses. What do you think that one looks like? Mama, sniffed Benjamin, and then he started to cry again. Suddenly, Mr. Morozov shouted back to the boys, cover yourselves. I think I see soldiers. Quickly, Moses covered Benjamin with potatoes, and then he buried himself. And shortly they heard Mr. Morozov whistling a tune as several horses approached. Good day, officer, Mr. Morozov said. Off to the market, old man, asked the soldier. That's right, said Mr. Morozov. Well, get on with you then, the soldier said, and then he slapped Mr. Morozov's horse so that it whinnied, and the soldiers laughed. I'll just take a potato for the road, old man, said the soldier, and his hand came down a foot from Moses' head. Moses tried with all his might to keep his knees from shaking, and finally heard the soldier's laughter fade into the clump of horses riding away, and he let out a long breath and one long whistle. Benjamin could not be calmed down when they stopped for the night at a farmer's friend of Mr. Morozov. But when the old man had settled the boys into a warm corner of the barn, Moses had an idea. Let's have Hanukkah a little early, he said, taking out the lamp. Mama said we only had enough oil for 1 night's worth, Benjamin warned. Well, tonight's the night, Moses said. So together they said the blessings and watched the plucky little flame cast a light here and there like gold coins. Tell me a story, whispered Benjamin. Moses knew he meant the story of Hanukkah. Papa always told it to them on the first night. So Moses took a deep breath. Years and years ago in the land of Judea, all the Jews lived peaceful lives. They worked and prayed and kept the holy lamps lit for God. But one day, an evil king named Antiochus came and tried to make them give up their religion. His soldiers bullied everyone and made a wreck of the temple. They even put out the holy lamp. No one knew what to do until Mattathias and his son Judah the Maccabee got everyone to fight back. They fought from hiding places in the mountains, and somehow they beat Antiochus and his great big army. So next step was to clean the temple and relight the holy lamp, but they could only find enough oil for one night. Still, they said the prayers and lit the flame, and that's when the miracle happened. The little flask of oil, which was supposed to sputter out, kept on and burned brighter and brighter until it had given the people light for 8 days and 8 nights. Moses looked over at his brother. Usually, if Papa changed one word of the story, Benjamin piped in with a correction, and Moses was absolutely sure he had said a few things differently. But Benjamin was fast asleep with his head on his blue scarf. The lamp made dancing shadows on his reddish hair, and the shadows looked a bit like soldiers to Moses as his eyes finally closed. The next day, Mr. Morozov dropped the boys off at the station. On the train to Warsaw, the conductor eyed them suspiciously. "Do you little boys have tickets?" he asked, but Moses had them right there in his pocket. After that, they watched the farms and the countryside rush by, and when Benjamin got homesick, Moses told him stories, especially the story of Hanukkah. When it got to be dark on the train, the boys secretly took out grandmother's lamp. Moses thought the oil had burned out the night before, but somehow there was still some left. They stared wide-eyed at the cone of light, remembering the games of dreidel and potato pancakes. When they got to Warsaw, both boys were shocked to see how big everything was. They loved the fact that the streets were paved and sang songs to the clicking sounds their shoes made on the stones. Moses had been told to find a place called the British Embassy, but by the time they had found it, the sun had set, and the office was closed for the night, and other people were waiting in a line outside. Since tonight was actually the first night of Hanukkah, Moses took out their lamp again, and once more there seemed to be a tiny bit of oil left. So this time they joined in with the others in their prayers. A ruddy-faced woman with a checkered shawl reminded Moses of Mama as she sang with her mouth wide open. The next morning, the boys wanted to pay their money and get the set of papers that they needed to enter Palestine. The man behind the counter didn't speak Moses' language, but Moses had practiced what he was supposed to say. When it was his turn, Moses' face was scrunched in concentration, but he said everything right. "Best of luck, mate," said the man as he stamped their papers. Moses smiled. They were almost there. But they still had a far way to go. Another long train waited them and lasted several days. The people who traveled with them shared pieces of fruit, and Moses and Benjamin shared their lamp. But by the time they reached the end of the trip, they were sore and tired, and the boat ride still stretched between the boys and their brother. At the docks, Moses found a ship going to Palestine, and they paid the captain money for their tickets, saying the phrases that they had memorized. But as he and Benjamin started up the plank, the big bearded man hauled them back onto the dock. "Where do you think you're going?" growled the captain. "But I paid you for the tickets," said Moses. "Yeah, but it was only enough for one of you. Which one will it be?" Moses' stomach lurched. "Which one?" "Which one?" the man repeated slowly, pointing to each boy in turn. Suddenly Moses remembered the lamp. "Here," Moses said to the man. "You can have this too. It belonged to my grandmother." The captain looked at the battered lamp and then at the boys. "Well, maybe I can pass this off as an antique. All right, get on." Moses and Benjamin scrambled onto the crowded passenger area of the ship and sat gratefully on their bags. That night they crawled up onto the deck for a breath of fresh air. "I'm sorry we lost our lamp. Now we have nothing to light for Hanukkah," Moses said to Benjamin, and the two boys leaned over the rail into the salty breeze. Then Benjamin tilted his head back and grinned. "What are you smiling at?" Moses asked. "All the lights," Benjamin said. "We have all the lights in the night." Stars were glittering everywhere in the sky and again in the dark, flat sea. Softly, Moses began to sing the Hanukkah prayer, and Benjamin joined in, and their voices took to the air like seabirds, and their bright music carrying over the wind. The end.
Thank you very much. That was very nice. It's a good story. Okay, now we have Barry and friends with the 8 Nights of Hanukkah. Please give us a moment to get set up.
We need another mic. Got another mic anywhere? Yeah, we need some mics. Huh? Yeah, it would be nice if they had a mic. You want to stand by me? Why don't you come right over? Come right over here. Okay, right here. Yeah, good. This is like the 12 days of Christmas, except it's different. It's exactly the same but different, okay?
Chad, that's better.
Thank you. Woo.
Yay! Are you guys ready? No? Sound check, 1, 2.
Test, test.
Yeah. Yeah? How about you? I don't hear anything. No drums. No. No mics. Drums. Drums. There's a little kick drum, but the rest of them are not on. Well, that's just the kick drum. Yeah, it's not, there's no cymbals though, right? Hey, there we go. The cymbals.
Okay. That's it. We have 2 mics and a drum.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check 2, 3. Check 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
Nope.
7.
1, 2, 3.
8.
9. That's mine. Hello. Check a check. Hello. Oh. Okay.
I guess we're good to go. No?
Just wanted to say, we've been wanting to do this for several years. And, yes. And so Barry and I went back and forth and finally figured out all the words. But I want to give credit to Barry. He did the slides and everything. This is going to be fun. So I hope we do this every year. I think it'll be great. Yeah. And we're getting a bus, so we're going on tour. It's going to be great. Epic. Epic. Abigail, you ready?
Put it on YouTube. It's going to go viral.
Hopefully.
So y'all have to sing with us.
Got it? These are the kick drums. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
On the first night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me a candle for my Hanukkah. On the second night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me. On the third night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me 3 shofars, 2 of the challah, and a candle for my Hanukkah. On the fourth night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me 4 jelly donuts, 3 shofars, 2 loaves of challah, and a candle for my Hanukkah. On the 5th night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me 5 chocolate cakes, 4 jelly donuts, 3 shofars, 2 loaves of challah, and a candle for my Hanukkah. On the 6th night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me 6 children singing, 5 chocolate cakes, 4 jelly donuts, 3 shofars, 2 loaves of challah, and a candle for my Hanukkah. On the 7th night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me 7 dreidels spinning, 6 children singing, 5 chocolate cakes, 4 jelly donuts, 3 shofars, 2 loaves of challah, and a candle for my Hanukkah. On the 8th night of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me 8 potato latkes, 7 dreidels spinning, 6 children singing, 5 chocolate cakes, 4 jelly donuts, 3 shofars, 2 loaves of challah, and a candle for my Hanukkah.
Good job, y'all.
I wish we could get Barry excited about something. We haven't cracked that code yet. All right, Barry, thank you for pulling everybody together. For everyone that participated and for everyone who sat in the audience, thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. And Miss Azul and Miss Rayleigh, right? Good, I got it right. Thank you so much. Were y'all gonna do something else? Or are you Instagramming? No. Do you want to Instagram? Is it because I'm 34 years old? Loser? Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, so that's it for the talent show today. So we'll see you all next year, 2026. I hope that more people participate, whether or not you think you have talent. Thank you, Bailey. That's very helpful. She died of boredom. Okay. Okay, so next up is just schmoozing. Find somebody to hang out with. I think we have some families that brought board games if you want to play board games. Okay, and we have Hanukkah-themed party glasses for the kids or not young kids. See Miss Rachel for your Hanukkah glasses. If you want to go home, you may. Festivities start again here around 5 or 5:15. Sundown is at 5:20. That's when we plan to light the Hanukkahs. We're going to have the donut eating contest and bring